Hi there, my name is Angela and I am the founder of Kindred Kitchens, and I'm also a Cisco foodie and Cisco Canada's plant-based and vegan chef. And today I'm going to be taking you on a tasty adventure. We are going to explore a sensational experience going to Southeast Asia featuring the flavors of Thailand and Vietnam. Okay, I have actually lived in Thailand, so I have a little bit of a soft spot for this country. And I was talking to Jeffrey from Happy Veggie World. So I'm going to be testing out some of these products today. And he gave me a little background on the company, which is actually what inspired the whole theme for today. So Happy Veggie World it's actually a Canadian company, but it is founded by Buddhists. And I happen to really know a lot about Buddhist philosophy. It's not really a religion, but I incorporate it in a lot of what I do and even my cooking. So that inspired this Zensational experience. And all of these products are 100% vegan. I'll just give you a little glimpse into what I'll be working with today. I've actually sampled all of them, and I couldn't really decide which one I wanted to work with. So I'm just going to bring them out and just show you how versatile they are, because with whatever I'm making today, they're all really good. So here we have the vegan ginger. And this is like a chicken, and it's crazy because I put these in the air fryer, but the recommendation says on the grill top. So I'm going to be doing that today just to experiment. But it is so much like meat. Like for somebody that doesn't eat meat, like it was like, okay, the texture of the like skin was actually kind of fatty and stuff. So if you are looking for that experience that actually really seems like meat, this is the way to go. And it's actually really nicely flavored, so I won't really need to add anything today. They all kind of have like this Asian theme, so it's perfect. So here we have the vegan citrus, and these ones are actually like ribs, so I have a few different dishes that I'm going to be doing like that. Here we have the black vegan pepper steaks. Oh, and another thing is too, like some of these have soy in it, but it is non-GMO soy, which is one of the things I look for when I'm looking for soy. We have the vegan kung pao. And there's a few other things which I'll be working with today. They also have this lemongrass chicken, which is really lovely. And I'm going to be doing that in my vermicelli dish. And then we have the vegan bacon. So you know me and my vegan bacon obsession. So I do make it with rice paper. You can make it with coconut. You can make it with, I'll just give you a little glimpse into the packaging. So if you've ever had turkey bacon, that's what this would be similar to. And I'm going to be using that today in my pineapple fried rice. So I have a lot on the menu for today. I hope I can squeeze it all in. I have a little timer so I don't go over the time today. But we are going to be making some soups. We're going to be making some little fresh spring rolls. So this, and I haven't even touched on this, this is like what I was the most excited about, is they even have little vegan shrimps. Look at that. So I've parboiled these a little bit just so that they're ready for my use. But I'm also going to try frying them up. And they actually, they're slippery like fish too, but it looks like a fish and it's got the same color. It kind of reminds me of, you know, that imitation crab meat, but like shrimpy. All right, so that's what we're going to be working with today. And I'm just going to get some of this stuff on the grill. So as I mentioned, we're going to be doing a pineapple fried rice. And so a pineapple fried rice is just another variation of rice, fried rice. Fried rice actually originated from China, but it has an influence on the rest of Asia and like all cultures really. But we're adding the Thai twist to it today by adding pineapple. And so maybe you remember, but I have this fruit phobia, and pineapple was one of the fruits that I have the biggest aversions to. But it was in Thailand that I actually tried my first pineapple, and that was in a grilled pineapple. So I'm going to be making that for you today as well, just so we can get some extra use out of all the food that I have on the go. But what makes my pineapple so freaking cool is that it comes in a pineapple. So this is a zero waste solution to a takeout bowl, or if you just want to be all sorts of fancy like I sometimes like to do. So you take the pineapple, you hollow it out, and I just bake it in the oven at 350 for about 10 to 17 minutes depending. I wrap the leaves so they don't get all brown and gross. And then I have two perfect little bowls in there. And it also helps take some of the extra juice out. So we'll get to this after we're done frying. I just wanted to show you before I get cooking. All right. And so for the pineapple fried rice, I'm going to use the bacon. And I'm just going to slice some up. And for it, you're going to need a little bit of oil on the grill. And so, excuse me, I like to use coconut oil just because it has a higher boiling point. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. And I'm going to be adding some of the shrimps. I'm going to toss in some cooked onions just first to start, to get everything nicely flavored. Beautiful. I'm going to add in some corn for color. I couldn't find peas, so I'm just going to make up the green with some green onions, which is awesome. We're going to fry up some of these shrimp, fry up some of this bacon, and then we are going to go on the grill, just like that. So I'm going to add the shrimp later because they're already kind of cooked. I'm just going to get everything tossing, and then we are going to go for a little break, and I'm going to get whipping up some soup in the meantime.
Hi, my name is Michael, your Cisco Alberta produce specialist, and this is Produce Ideas 24/7. And we have some breaking news. Our fresh halved Brussels sprouts are now in stock and they're readily available. They come in a case of 2 5-pound bags, and because they're washed and they're already cut in half, there's no labour involved, of course there's no wastage, and you're getting 100% yield as well. And our Brussels sprouts are very much on trend this year. They're great comfort food. And as we go into the fall and the winter season and the holidays, they're just perfect timing. I do have a couple of dish ideas that I'm going to share with you, and I've got a case here as well. So while I grab this, we'll take a look at the SVK. This is the case here. 2 5-pound bags, as I mentioned. This is just how they look, just close up, just cut in half, washed, ready to go, absolutely perfect. When you have it out of the bag, just closer up, this is just how they look as well. This lovely fresh halved Brussels sprouts. Quick fun fact is Brussels sprouts were first discovered by the Romans, and then back in the 16th century the Belgians made them very popular, hence the name Brussels sprouts. Of course, once they're steamed, this is how they look, and of course they keep that lovely colour, just a beautiful deep green. And of course then there's different seasonings and cooking styles, but here I just have them with a balsamic glaze, a little bit of shaved Parmesan cheese, some blistered cherry tomatoes, and just on top some crispy parsnip ribbons, just as a quick garnish. But another fun way to prepare them and cook them is beer battered. So here I have them beer battered, a great little appetizer idea, and then I just made a lemon sauce here with obviously some fresh lemon and some fresh herbs. That goes really well. Of course you can change that up, but as an appetizer idea, really fun. And like I mentioned, Brussels sprouts are very much on trend this year, so it's nice to change things up from just typical, like steamed Brussels sprouts, make some fun dishes with them as well. So here I have some Brussels sprout skewers with some maple syrup and bacon, and then I just grilled these, and then I just finished them in the oven. But just really super delicious. They look amazing, and of course they're super easy to make as well. Or with the holidays and just thinking about holiday ideas, I cooked the Brussels sprouts and then I made a sage and onion stuffing and I wrapped them in these phyllo pastry parcels, and then of course I just baked them in the oven. That's just a nice little way of presenting the Brussels sprouts in a festive way, and of course they keep their colour in those parcels and they taste absolutely wonderful. But that was it on the fresh halved Brussels sprouts. If you do have any questions, please reach out to me because I'm always happy to answer anything that I can. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Live.
Okay. So while you guys were taking a little break, I've just been adding some of the meats to the grill. And I'm just frying them up just as it says on the package. As you can see, they have a really nice texture. They caramelize. Looking really good. And I just added some of the shrimp and I'm just letting this fry. And I'm going to use jasmine rice. So we have a few different rices that are common to Thailand. Jasmine rice is my staple. They also do coconut sticky rice, which is a glutinous rice. It doesn't have to be coconut. You can just steam it and it turns really sticky. That's just the nature of it. I just went basic today, but I do have the black sticky rice, which is actually purple. But there's a little history about it. It's called the forbidden rice. So anything that's forbidden, I just naturally want. So I wanted to share that with you today, and this is going to be a side. But one of the things that I really loved in Thailand is they do different toppers. So you know me, I always like to put my little fried onions on. But today I'm going to do a coconut topper, and rather than actually making it like they do, which is half sugar, half coconut, because I feel like coconut is naturally really sweet. I just use some toasted coconut, sweetened naturally with monk fruit. And then I'm going to break up a little bit of this lime, kaffir lime. And actually, while we're here, I'm just going to go over some of the ingredients with you that I'm going to be using today. So for my fried rice, rather than using an alternative egg, I just made some scrambled tofu, which I'm also just going to add that to the grill. And all that is, it gets the fancy little yellow color with some anti-inflammatory turmeric. It's got garlic in it. I'm going to squeeze in a little fresh lemon juice. It just kind of balances out the flavors. It's got some salt, and I added some miso as well. Here we have everything all nicely color-coded for you. I'm going to actually add some pineapple as well to the grill because, you know, when I change the consistency or whatever, it's okay for me to eat. I took the liberty, because I couldn't find any, of making some vegan fish sauce. So fish sauce is like a fundamental staple in like Thai cooking, Vietnamese cooking. And obviously, as a vegan, there's no fish in this one. So how did I do it? Well, I use seaweed. You can use kombu. You can use wakame. You can use kelp, whatever. I use some dried mushrooms, so it gets that earthy flavor, the sea flavor. Then I added some tamari, which is also just soy sauce, some garlic, ginger. You can add some chili, and then to make this one, which is the dipping sauce or the pouring sauce, I thinned it out a little bit with some extra lime juice, and I added some chili and some carrots to make it pretty. We've got lots of garlic here. We've got ginger. We've got our pineapple skewers, which I'm just going to add over here. And so for all of these things, we have different sauces as well. So back to the rice. We have the rice here. We have the black rice. And then there's also this obsession with rice noodles. And even in this rice paper roll, there's rice vermicelli. And so I have several different vermicelli flavors, or not flavors, noodles that I'm going to be working with today. Hopefully we have enough time to do them all. I'm just going to give this a little toss. There we go. So here's my shrimp. I'm just going to give you a little look at how beautiful and shrimpy, and there's some of that bacon, the bacon. I'm just going to mix all that in before I toss my rice in, and I'm just going to flip these other ones. Okay, so just so you know, I can't really remember which ones are which right now. I think that was where I put the General Tao. This was the citrus ginger, and then this over here is the lemongrass chicken. So I'm just going to do that. Beautiful. It needs a little more oil. I'm going to add my rice. And while all of that is nicely frying, I'm going to let that fry over there. I have two different versions here. So this is a really popular one, Maggi. It's like a soy sauce. I actually only know about it from my Vietnamese friends, but I'm using tamari instead, just because I like to keep everything gluten-free. So, well, not everything. I think that some of these mock meats might have some gluten in it. I haven't actually checked, but just generally speaking, I usually opt for that. So I'm just going to stir this up, and I also made up a few different soups. So I made up a tom yum soup, which I was really excited about because, you know, it's a shrimp soup, right? So I did that, and then we also have a curry soup. So in this, I am going to use some of the shrimp. You can also make like a pho out of this. I was thinking of doing that, but once again, I always make way too much. So I'm just going to inspire you with some of the ideas. So using something similar to mushrooms, making a broth base, you can make a bowl of pho. And rather than, you know, using the meat, you can easily just skewer some of these different meat samples on for flavoring. And you can add some mushrooms if you want, or you can actually just toss in some extra veggies. I'm going to toss on the pineapple now. Okay. And I took the liberty of already pre-grilling up some eggplant. I'm just going to make a dish with some of the eggplant and the meat and tossing in some cashews and some fresh basil from my homegrown garden here. This is what everybody should do. You will not get anything fresher. So this purple basil is actually more like Thai holy basil than this basil, but I'm going to use a combination. And then in my bowls, I'm going to use my own homegrown lettuce. I'm a proud plant mom. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'm just going to get you guys some soups. So tom yum soup. Tom means boiling, and the yum part means hot and sour. So let's just see, go and show you that. And the goong is the shrimp, and so we have the goong in the vegan soup. So I'll just give you guys a little. The goong is floating to the bottom, but here we have it. And then I always like to garnish everything just to make it a little more beautiful. So we're going to toss in some green onions, some chopped cilantro, and some fried onions. And I know that we traditionally like eat these as a big bowl, but it's just supposed to be like a small serving bowl as a starter. But I have a big bowl of soup coming at you, so just hang on there. I'll be right back. Okay. For this one, I have, where are my noodles? Right here. I have these noodles, which I actually can use as a pad thai. I'm just going to toss some in to the bottom of the bowl, and then I'm going to scoop the curry on top. So here it is. It is rice noodles, bamboo. It has some eggplant in there. You can make it creamier. I actually used the coconut milk for this one. And then once again, I like to garnish everything so it looks all beautiful and fresh. Squeeze some lime on it. Add a little chili pepper. And voila. All right, so let's get eating some of these. Okay. Okay. So before we go, there we go. And I have a delicious little peanut sauce, which I'm just going to actually put some peanuts on top so you know what it is. There we go. That is one little dish. The nice things about these different flavors is, like I said, they're already flavorful. But one of the things I really love about Thai food is you always have those delicious dipping sauce. So whether it's a fish sauce, whether it is a Thai peanut sauce, another one that you could use for the vermicelli or the pho, for example, is taking some hoisin sauce, vegan hoisin sauce, and some sriracha. I'm just adding your bean sprouts, and voila. So I'm just gonna make the pineapple before we go, because that one's I'm excited about. I always make way too much food, but this one is so beautiful. I have to share it with you. Okay, so I'm actually going to just make a little thing, just because, you know, I like to garnish everything. So we got our thing in there. Just keep it over there. Beautiful. And you can see there is the little pieces of bacon. I'm gonna add a little shrimp just to finish it off. And then I'm going to add in some extra meat on the side. When I say meat, it makes me hesitate a second, because I'm like a little scared saying that, because it looks and tastes so much like meat, but it is delicious. So this is a really great option for, you know, a restaurant or anybody who, you know, is trying to go more plant-based and just is kind of intimidated with, you know, making everything from scratch. I know that that can be intimidating. After a while, it can become fun, but it is still labor intensive. So if you're looking for like a quick fix solution, this is the way to go. So I just have an assortment here. I was going to make a vermicelli, which I'm just going to tell you about. I was going to use the lemongrass. I have some vermicelli noodles. I was going to put some lettuce in it, some shrimps. This is what I made the beautiful fish sauce for. So it's basically like a salad, and you add cucumber, you sprinkle on peanuts or cashews, and some fresh mint and some love. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me today. I'm going to be posting lots of pics and sharing the recipes on my websites, and stay tuned for the next adventure. Thank you so much. Namaste.
You wanna say something, don't try. You better get to work now. You wanna do something, don't try. Don't try. One time, I'm gonna do something to you. You were never gonna hurt. I'm gonna put something on you.